everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea and I'm back with another 8 shade, select a shade, color collab, whatever we're calling it. This was started by Jen, also known as Amethyst Winters, and we all pick a color and then we have to try to match it to our eyeshadow collection as best we can and create a look with all 8 colors, at least on our face. They don't have to go on our eyeballs, but at least on our face. So I have the 8 colors already swatched out and I'll show you what palettes I'm pulling from, and then we're gonna get into the eye look. So starting from the top, Jen picked Copper, which is this, I'm picking this 3rd shade from my Juvia's Place Bronzed Rustic palette. Lisa picked a dark orange matte, so that is the shade La Diosa Coronada from my Nomad Cartagena Mágica palette right there. Colleen picked the shade Peridot, so this is my pick right here. It actually comes from this Copacetic Cosmetics Luna Quad. This is very fragile because these are all flaky shadows, but it's this one right here. And I picked the shade Hot Pink, so that is my shadow. I'm going into my new BH Cosmetics Summer in Saint-Tropez palette, and I'm going to use the shade Sizzle. And then Teresa chose a bright yellow, which is also coming from this palette. It is this shade Intoxicating. Naomi picked a dark brown, so I am going into my ColourPop Raw Beauty Christie at Forest Sight palette, and the shade is Homegrown right here. Andy picked like an olive gold metallic. She actually picked a specific shadow. I believe it was Fall Vibes from, I think it's the Pumpkin palette, one of the Too Faced fall palettes. So I don't have that, so I am going again into my Summer in Saint-Tropez palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here, which is Exotic. And then Desi picked the shade, I believe it's called Fuchsia Shock, from the Pat McGrath Celestial Divinity palette. I don't have that palette, but this is the shadow that I picked that is closest to it, and that is coming from my new Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, Warning. So this is an interesting color story. For the most part, pretty cohesive. There's actually my shade and then Desi's shade are kind of the outliers here, so we'll see what we can do. But I am just going to prime my eyes and then we'll get started with the look. Okay, so starting, I mean, I feel, to me, there's a very obvious gradient that I could do, but then I don't really know where the pink and the purple will fit in, maybe the lower lash line. So I'm gonna start off, I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna start off with the dark brown, the Homegrown shade, and I'm just gonna start out with that in my outer corner while I try to figure out what else I'm doing. So a little bit of bad news for our group. 3 of the ladies have decided that they can't fit this into their schedule anymore, which I understand because Lord knows I have enough things going on in my life. I have a hard enough time fitting all of my stuff into, but we will be sad to see them all leave. What do you want, babe?
What's Mama doing?
I'm doing my makeup.
Mama's doing her makeup.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Is Mom doing something? Has bumping her head on the yarn?
You're bumping your head on the yarn. But anyway, as I was saying, we are going to be sad to see them go, but now that means there will be 5 of us, and I don't want to give Jen any ideas, I'm sure, but I'm sure she already has like people picked out to replace them. So it's giving me a very like 70s vibe right now. So I'm filming this on the 22nd, which is actually my wedding anniversary. So my base makeup is really simple today because we're going to this place. It's called Tree Runners, and it's like an outdoor climbing, ziplining obstacle course thing, and I'm very excited about it. But this is like, I need to film this video. I wasn't gonna wear any makeup, but I needed to film this video, and I'm just like, I gotta do it today because I have to work tomorrow, and there's no way that I'm going to do this while I'm working. So let's see, I've used this, and this. I'll do the copper and the gold on my lid now. I can do some glitter glue. So I just did like primer, concealer, and then powder, blush, bronzer, and highlight, when usually obviously I would do foundation. I would do all those cream products and then the powder products, but I'm like, you know what? It is super hot outside today. We're gonna be outside. They say it's like, it takes like 3 hours to do. And I'm not gonna wear a full beat when I'm doing that. So what did I just, okay, so now I'm gonna go into the copper from my Bronzed Rustic palette. Good brush. But yeah, I'm really excited because, you know, with COVID and everything, it's been hard because things that we would normally do, we just don't really feel comfortable doing. And we were looking for things the other day and trying our hardest, and I was just randomly looking up things to do in like Southeast Michigan, and that popped up, and I was like, I know it's gonna be hot, but you know, we'll be doing something active. It'll be something different, something outdoors. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna come home and shower and go out for dinner. We don't know where yet because we are both very indecisive people, and my husband is very picky. Not very picky. He's picky enough where it makes it a little more difficult to find like a nicer restaurant to go to. So, but I'm not quite sure how it'll work out, but since this is going up on the 23rd and today's the 22nd and we're going today, if we get any good pictures, I'll like try to insert them into the video, but if I don't, then I don't. I'm actually quite digging this eye look, and now we have to add some pink and purple and green into it. So this might be like cheating a little bit, but I'm just gonna do the pinky purple stuff on my lower lash line and then the peridot shade as my inner corner, because that is just what I'm gonna do, and everyone will just have to deal. Does anybody else have like, well, one, oh, there's some fallout there. One, because like the way my eye creases, I can never get it to go on smoothly over here, and then it always ends up turning into like this big thing, and I don't want that big of a thing under my eye. So I don't know. I have a feeling I like just basically ruined my look, but I look ridiculous. That's fine. That is totally fine. Let's see. We are allowed to use like other shadows as well. So I'm gonna go in with this sand color and try to like buff that out a little bit underneath there. But this is the first time I'm using this BH Cosmetics palette. Like, even this, even when I was swatching it, it was really nice. So I'm glad that I picked this up at TJ Maxx. I don't quite think that did anything, but we did it to one eye, so we got to do it to the other one. Jeez. Okay. Nope, I'm getting eyeshadow all over my shirt. Oh, that's fine. I think it toned it down a little bit. I think it's one of those things where once I get mascara and liner on, it'll look a little bit better. So now I'm gonna go into that warning shade from the ultraviolet palette. Just like lay that on the very inner corner and then kind of on top. I'm gonna do a little more glitter glue on my pencil brush for my inner corner so I can use that peridot shade, because those are flaky shadows and they definitely need something to stick to. Get more eyeshadow all over my boob, but that's fine. Did you press a button?
I want Mama make so my mouth doesn't taste funny.
Why does your mouth taste funny? Okay. That actually, I think it melds the colors together a little bit with the gold, and then like, because that shade of purple and that shade of green go very well together. So I'm gonna do liner and pick out a lip color and all that jazz, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my mascara liner. See, now that I've got the mascara and liner on, I actually really like how it looks. There's just something, it's magic, I swear. So I did, for the waterline, I didn't want to do like something too colorful. So I have this Pixie by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pen in Opal Overcoat. So it's very neutral, but it's a little shiny, but it doesn't clash with the purple, and it just, I think it tied everything in together. I tight lined with brown. I did brown liquid liner too, because with such a warm, like orangey look, I didn't want to do black. And then my mascara, and then for lips, I just put on my NYX Glam Gloss that I just rolled into my deck of panning project, because let's face it, this eye is pretty intense, and I didn't need any competition with that. What are you doing, sweetie? What you doing?
I'm getting that off the tube.
Ridiculous children. But yeah, I actually, like, the more I look at it in the camera, the more I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty. I actually really like that. So, my only thing is, like, the shade I picked for Peridot, you can't really see that it's green on my inner corner, but I mean, it's there, I promise. So that was the last month of the 8 shade Select a Shade collab. Next month, theoretically, we'll be down to 5, but again, I don't know if Jen already has people waiting in the wings to take their spots, but either way, it's still a fun collab. I enjoy doing it. It's just finding time to film sometimes, which is why I'm filming the day before that it's supposed to go up. But let me know how you would have done these shadows, like if you would have placed them differently. Like I said, I don't know. I just really like how it turned out. I guess I before we go, I guess very quickly, you saw what I did, but I'll tell you what I did. So I placed the homegrown shade from ColourPop on my outer corner. Then I kind of blended that La Diosa Coronata shade out on top of it and up into the crease a little bit. Then I took the Intoxicating shade from BH and I put it on the inside of my transition, and then I kind of just went with it and I took it up over the orange as well and blended it a little over there, which I wasn't initially planning to do, but I actually think it turned out really nice that way. Then the copper from Juvia's Place is on the outer half of my lid. The shade Exotic from BH Cosmetics is on the inner half of my lid. And then you saw I used that hot pink sizzle shade all underneath. I topped it with, what is that? Warning? Yes. I topped it with the Urban Decay Warning, and then I put that Copacetic Cosmetics Flaky shade in Nocturnal Wings in my inner corner, and voila. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click on the Select a Shade hashtag that is in the title of this video to go see everybody else's videos in this collab. I'm very eager to see what looks they create with these colors. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are. You're staying safe and sane and healthy, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.